Today is one of those switchover days from my last day shift to night shift tonight. Gonna try and fast for most of the day today. Going to the gym right now, but gonna hold off on my meals till this evening. Would have had a recording up yesterday, but I did that thing where I go on a tangent and don't actually hit the record button on the camera. So it was pretty much me talking into a microphone for 5 or 10 minutes about a whole lot of, it wasn't nothing. I was returning to the conversation I had a couple days ago about losing weight while cutting, but also losing muscle, and kind of, what the strategy should be for weight loss and weight gain around retaining muscle. And then I kind of went on a tangent about the ups and downs, or the ebbs and flows of life in general, and kind of relating it back to that. So don't think I'm going to talk about it right now on the way to the gym, because it's not that long of a drive. Anyways, today is going to be upper body day. We did legs yesterday, which again I didn't record after the gym because I forgot. So we did, yesterday was more like squat focus, and then just some, what else did I do? I did squats, and then, rear, like Romanian deadlifts, leg extensions, leg curls, and calf raises. So 2 isolations and then kind of like 2 compounds, I guess you could say. Anyways, today is upper body, so it's kind of like that day. I always have a lot of difficulty cutting as short as I probably should. So gonna get here and do my 30 minutes of cardio, and then probably gonna stick with the incline Smith machine, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do for back today. I'm thinking probably cable pull downs again, and then just something for arms and shoulders. Rep range, that's something else I was talking about. Rep range I've been trying to keep rep range the same, but I notice I'm either having to reduce my reps, or I'm been reducing weight a little bit, which is kind of one of the what would you call that? It's a side effect of the cut that I kind of foresaw coming, but we're going to try and limit how much we hopefully lose by keeping protein intake high, and then trying to maintain effort in the lifts that we are doing. Where the heck did I put my headphones now? I hope I didn't leave those. They're right there. Okay, we're good. Anyways, we're gonna go in here. It's a jam-packed gym this afternoon. Hit up upper body, and probably gonna stop by the grocery store after and get some egg whites and eggs, and there's something else I have to get too. Probably some protein powder. Or no, not protein powder. What do you call it? PB2. Where am I gonna park? Let's go over here. PB2, and there's something else I have to get. Oh, I get some extra lean ground beef. What else was there? There's something else. I can't remember what it was. Anyways, we're gonna go get that done. I'll probably peruse the grocery store, see what goodies I can find in there. And then it's home, meal prep, hopefully have a nap, and head in for night shift. It's already 12, so I only have about 3 hours to get all this done, so I don't think the nap's gonna happen today. But we will press on either way. It's always tough having a nap after sleeping the whole night, so either way, I'll see you all when we get out of the gym. Alright, we'll see if that helps with the exposure. Oh, now I'm upside down. Okay, let's go this way. Alright, I feel like I'm not fighting it quite as much, but a little bit. Alright, our next stop is going to be groceries. And that means I'm probably going to have to go to Walmart. Not a huge fan of Walmart. Might just do independent. So, today's lift went well. The cardio part was exceptionally good. I think it was kind of like mindless, which was always fun. I like when I can kind of get into a groove and just focus on whatever game I'm playing, or if I'm watching a video or something like that. If it's like a cardio day where you're constantly like fighting to keep going, or you're watching a timer, then that's never really a fun cardio session. So today was not like that, which was nice. What else? The lift went well. We kind of got a little bit of everything in. I got incline bench on the Smith machine, which was the initial plan, and then I followed that by I did chest curls. I hadn't done those in a while. I just kind of felt like doing something a little more unilateral or isolateral, whatever you want to call them. So we did those rows, like just bent over rows on a bench with some dumbbells, some two-handed pullovers on the cables. That one I wasn't a huge fan of today. It was on like a machine I don't normally use. It was kind of like, instead of it being a double pulley, it was a single pulley. So I was trying to figure out the weight. I was doing about half of what I would do on a double pulley, but it still felt light. So I was kind of messing around with that, which was did some extra reps, so went to exhaustion, but it's never quite as seamless. I feel like if I'm trying to figure out what weight I need to use. Regardless, went well. I think I hit it as effectively as I could. I tried it today with a rope instead of the bar, and that was also kind of, I'm not sure if I'll use that again. I kind of like the straight bar. It keeps my hands at a nice wide grip. After that, what did we do? Some tricep extensions. Then I did shoulder press on the machine on hammer strength, and finished off with some bicep curls on the preacher machine. I was gonna do dumbbells, but by the time I was finishing up, it was getting pretty full in there, and the rack was getting pretty busy. So I saw that the preacher machine was wide open, and I said, Why not? The studio room was empty, and I was in there fooling around, hemming and hawing about recording something or taking a couple pictures. Chickened out. I'm gonna try and set up my monopod thing there so that I can snap the camera on pretty quickly and get it over and done with. I don't know. That, or I think I gotta get some stringers, like cutaway shirts. I'm also kind of apprehensive about taking my shirt off in the studio room. Again, I think that's more of a me thing other than a gym thing. So, but I'm getting in there. We're getting it. So it's about 2:30. That means I have about, this guy's muffler's dragging on the floor, on the ground. I don't know if you can hear that. If he hits that speed bump, that's gonna go freaking launching. Anyways, yeah, so it's about 2:30, core 22-ish, which means I have about an hour to go home. 2 hours-ish, I guess. We go home, cook some food up after I buy whatever I'm gonna get here. Cook it up, prep my meals for tonight. Probably try and hang out with the fam jam for a little bit. I don't think a nap is going to be in my foreseeable future, so it's going to be a caffeine fueled night shift, I think, which is all right. It's usually how the first one goes. Like I said in all my other videos, when we get to this shift, that kind of like the switch over, it's really not one that I'm able to get a lot of sleep on anyways. I know some people that I work with, like my colleagues, have no issue, but I don't know, for me, I don't know if it's because I've like my ADD brain just says you were already sleeping and you should be productive during the day, or if it's as I go to the gym in the morning and drink too much caffeine and it makes me not tired. But I think a lot of it has to do with, I'm trying to remember what the heck that's called, that nocturnal, what is that called? Oh my gosh. I'll think of it. It's like nocturnal, what do you call it? Procrastination something. Basically, it's where you feel like you've been busy during the day doing like things for work or school or other things that you kind of reserve or allocate time when you should be sleeping to, do those other things that you want to do for fun. So I think that's a little bit of my problem as well. Either way, it's always been kind of how I've ran my first night shift, so we'll get through it. Anyways, I'm gonna get to the store, get some groceries, and I'll check back with you before we head home. I'm sure you all have or have been guilty of yourselves, I guess, of when you say you're going to the store for like whatever, some romaine, or I need to pick up some eggs, and then somehow you always end up buying $200 in groceries. That was us today. Oh yeah, sure, go right ahead. Don't even look to see if there's traffic coming. Oh my God. I'll never understand how people can just go through their day completely oblivious to things that are going on around and just, I don't know. But, I mean, it's stuff like that I guess keeps me in work. Yeah, so what did we pick up? They had some extra lean ground beef on sale. It wasn't a great sale, but there's also like these little tuna things I bought, like frozen tuna fletches, which were pretty good steal. So we'll see how those turn out. If they're still on sale, I might head back and get some more. Anyways, the rest of the day today is just basically meal prep, get ready for work, and get back to the station. I don't really have much to discuss, I guess, as far as a profound topic today. I will say it is an interesting feeling, or I find myself struggling more now to, I don't want to say struggling, but I do find it's like an interesting concept when you look at like, for me, when I've started like weight training, I never really had any, I don't know what the word I want to use. I don't think insecurity is the right word for it, but I find now that I'm on like the cusp or kind of struggling or battling with the idea of recording stuff in the gym, that I find I'm more maybe self-conscious on how much or what I look like, I guess. Because I do find like there's like tons of people at the gym I go to, and they're massive or they're in really good shape, and I often think like, why wouldn't these people think of recording something? And does that mean me recording something is kind of a waste of time because they're clearly in way better shape than I am? And then I think to myself, I mean, if everyone felt that way, there'd be only one person making a video of weightlifting, right? Like, whoever had the best physique, that'd be the only person making YouTube videos, because there's no point for anyone else to record anything. And I think half of the reason, or part of the reason, is struggling with the idea of recording a video is probably somewhat entertaining for some people, and watching me kind of battle with my own insecurities about uploading and like content like this. So I think there's probably a bit of a value for the content in that regard. And then I also think it is kind of nice to kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm probably your more or less average 35-year-old trying to do weight training while working and having a family. So it's not perfect. Obviously, I can't always commit. Or is this guy going to drive into the side of my car? I can't always commit as much time as people who don't have kids and jobs to worry about. But I feel like I do half decent. And oh my god, sorry, indigestion. My wife and kids are really understanding of me. I was taking off for an hour or 2 hours. Like today was afternoon, so I had to kind of take off in the middle of the afternoon while they're hanging out to go to the gym, do my cardio. Other days when it's in the morning, not such a huge deal because everyone's still sleeping, so I don't really think that impacts their day too much. But it definitely is a commitment on their part as well for days like today where I could have been at home helping out with stuff. And I think that's probably more or less like the how I would say like the average, 30-odd-year-old person with kids at home or family feels like they have to make that decision, or they have those obligations they have to decide between. And that's often the difficult part of committing a large amount of time and effort, money, food, stress towards training and weightlifting or whatever it is, if you're cutting, if you're bulking, all that stuff, right? And then if you get into the discussion of enhanced training, there's a whole other slew of conversations to be had, which I don't know much about in that realm. But there's obviously money involved with obtaining whatever compounds you're going to be taking, health checkups, health risks, all that stuff too. So I think for me, with the content I'm making, I think the value more or less comes from the struggle part of it. Anyways, I don't really have much else to talk about today. I'm just gonna go home, get stuff packed up for meals at work, and head back to the station and get ready for work in a couple hours. I will probably not do anything else this afternoon unless something really cool happens, but for those of you who are still watching this recording, thank you, and hopefully you found it somewhat interesting. And if you are interested in continuing watching me struggle to get through this and work towards maybe being a little less awkward with my recording and conversational skills, feel free to follow along for the next video. Until then, keep on keeping on, I guess. I don't know.